Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and we finally got some new updates regarding the WoW's 20th anniversary, like an official release date, as well as some more information regarding what new and returning players will be able to do during the 20th anniversary. Like, if you haven't played the game for a while but are looking to revisit, what will you be able to do during the anniversary, and can you even unlock any of the new rewards, even a low-level character? And their answer is yes, you can actually do quite a lot, and they detailed all of this in this newest update. Not only did they give us a release date for this event, but also the end date, which may be hinting at future WoW updates arriving very soon, sometime during the month of January. For today's video, I wanted to really go over the details available for the 20th anniversary and everything you need to know as a returning player or somebody who's finally looking to take the plunge into the War Within expansion. As always, if you want to see regular WoW and War Within updates, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. So now that we got some actual information regarding 20th anniversary, we now know that the official launch of this event is going to be on October the 22nd, which is a date that a lot of players did assume based on some of the earlier data mining. And the event is going to last all the way until January the 6th, which means that on the 7th, that is a Tuesday, and potentially with the end of 20th anniversary, we may be getting another update during the January the 7th, or at least somewhere around that ballpark time period. The question is though, is that going to be a patch potentially like 1107, or is that going to be potentially when the 11.1 patch will be dropping? But I'm sure that as we actually get into the 1105, we'll be able to get future data mining that'll give us a better idea, but likely that sometime after this event is over is when probably the next big update will be arriving for World of Warcraft. With the announcement of the 20th anniversary, we also got a lot more details regarding all of the different events and festivities for this event. Players starting at level 10 will be able to participate in a good swath of these anniversary updates, so if you're someone who's coming back to the game or you just want to visit the event just to explore some of its festivities, starting at level 10 players will receive a quest, another timely invitation, inviting them to join in the celebration, where you'll be able to take the portal to the Caverns of Time from either Orgrimmar or Stormwind to go right outside the Caverns of Time where a lot of this event is going to be held. And even starting at lower levels, you'll be able to collect a brand new currency for this event in order to be able to buy a bunch of new anniversary items, but also it's an opportunity to unlock some of the previous anniversary rewards as well. And some of those rewards include older anniversary events such as the Core Hound mount with the Core Hound chain, which was awarded during the 2014 anniversary event, as well as the Obsidian Deathwing mount, which is awarded during the 2019th anniversary. So if you missed out on any of those other anniversary updates, you'll be able to purchase them again this time around. This also includes other rewards, which are mostly pets such as Little Nefarian, Molten Corgi, Onyxian Whelpling, Hatesburg the Tiny, as well as a baby Blizzard Bear. Using that new currency, you will also be able to buy some of the newer anniversary items, which are transmogs, one for each and every single class. All of them, or at least majority of them, are going to be Tier 2 remakes or reimaginings of those original sets from way back in the day, but also some new ones for classes like Monks, Demon Hunters, Evokers, as well as Death Knights, though all of the other classes are getting a reimagined version and more high-def version of all of the original sets from way back in the day. All of the sets are going to be kind of expensive at first. With the Bronze Celebration tokens, it is going to cost 60 of them at a time. But with an achievement called Upgraded Apparel, once you purchase one of these sets, the rest of them are going to have a lowered cost. So the first set you buy is going to be kind of expensive, but the other ones are going to be cheaper the next time around if you're trying to collect one of each set for every single one of your classes. And there's going to be multiple different ways for you to be able to obtain this currency. The majority of the activities you'll be able to participate in will actually be held in Tenaris. The first will be the story time with Lore Walker Cho as he goes through some of the histories of Azeroth, and just by participating and being there for the event and interacting with it is how you'll be able to collect some of that currency. Another will be through a transmog competition that is hosted locally here in the Caverns of Time, which is exactly the same as a Trial of Style holiday or activity that happens every so often. Another activity you can participate in is a Mount Off, where players can show off their mount collection and compete against others, with Abigail rotating from various mounts that you can earn from dungeons, raids, but also some of the mounts that have been removed from the game, maybe from older achievements or older rewards. And the more mounts that you can match with Abigail, the more points you collect. The more points you collect, the more bronze you can earn. But also all throughout Daenerys, you'll find there's plenty of weekly repeatable quests that you can accomplish, anything from slaying world bosses to participating in some of the time walking events and other activities that also earn you bronze celebration tokens. And a lot of those tokens you can earn at lower levels, since majority of the content can be interacted at some of the lower levels. One of those activities that allows you to earn some tokens is actually a brand new raid called the Black Rock Depths, or rather a reimagining of the original Dungeon of the Black Rock Depths, this time as a raid, where you'll be able to find some of the more familiar bosses that they'll have updated models and updated mechanics in order to account for the transition that the game has had over the last few expansions. And the rewards from these raids come in a variety of different qualities, from Raid Finder to normal and heroic, with the raid functioning kind of like as a catch-up raid if you're trying to get back into the game and back into Season 1, and if you're looking to gear up your character, but maybe the Nuremberg Palace is a little bit too daunting to get into, then Black Rock Depths is meant to be a more accessible version of a raiding experience. You will have to make a pre-made group for it, however, between 10 to 15 players, scaling with the numbers of players you run into a group, but it offers a variety of powerful new rewards that you'll most likely want to get if you want to be competitive within Season 1, as it will be a good chance that a lot of these items will likely be very strong and weren't upgraded to full max levels. You will also be able to participate in time walking classic dungeons, with classic finally being added as one of those expansions that is now being added to the time walking system, where you'll be able to go back to some of the older dungeons with some of the enemies even retaining some of the original boss models. Not all of them, however, like Sneed, will have a new model, but Gilnid, for example, will not. But a lot of the enemies, the mechanics, and all those things from back in the day are returning as they were. And a lot of these rewards are also adjusted in order to be a viable upgrade for any characters looking to run these dungeons, and you can start participating in Time Walking Classic dungeons starting at level 10. With an update to the Time Walking Classic dungeons, we also see a refresher for some of the Time Walking Classic vendors, as well as other Time Walking expansion vendors, like Boba Dormo, who now has a whole new assortment of other unique items that you can now purchase off of him for the Time Warp badges, as well as brand new mounts that have been added, like the Reigns of the Fiery Hippogriff. But now they also added a couple of more mounts as well as other rewards to the other expansion's Time Walking vendors, primarily from the TBC and Wrath of the Lich King era. But it offers you a new assortment of items, or some of the more classic SOD items that you can now collect as part of your character's transmog and visual progression. But you'll also be able to purchase some of the catch-up gear for all these vendors, as well as some of the reputation rewards in order to advance your reputation with some of those classic factions. Also, if you open up the map, you'll notice that a couple of new world bosses have been added into Daenerys, and you'll be able to start interacting with these world bosses starting at level 15. All of the original Anniversary world bosses are making a return, such as the Doomwalker, but also Azuragos, Lord Kazak, as well as the Dragons of Nightmare. But also, 2 new bosses are being added as part of this list. Over in the distance, you can see that Shah of Anger has now been placed in Daenerys, a world boss from Mr. Pandaria that can now be slain by max level players, but also players starting at level 15. That offers you gear rewards, but also most likely a variety of different cosmetic rewards that you can obtain from slaying the world boss. Not only did they add 1 world boss for us, but instead we actually got 2 new ones instead. The other boss being Archivon the Stonewatcher. And I'm not super familiar with this boss myself, but I'm pretty sure this guy existed way back during Wrath of the Lich King. And it actually makes sense why I don't remember this guy super well, because I barely did Vault of Archivon back in the day. Or at least back when I started, which was Cataclysm. There wasn't a lot of reason to go back and kill some of those older world bosses, except for maybe the Reigns of the Grand Black War Mammoth, which I don't think I ever ended up getting. But Archivon is making a return, and he's going to have his own set of unique items that you can collect from slaying the world boss. And like I said, you'll be able to start participating in slaying these starting at level 15, though you will still need a large group of players in order to take him down. Another activity that's going to be available during the 20th anniversary is a brand new one called the Codex of Chromie, which kind of functions like a dungeon, like a raid, something in between, that allows up to 20 players to queue for this scenario type of instance in order to witness the opening of the Encourage gates. But with it being Chromie and Bronze Dragonflight being involved in it, something timey-wimey is definitely going to happen. But it's meant to be an activity that allows you to collect 571 item level gear from max level characters, but also collect a bunch of other goodies like gold, valor stones, chance for crests, as well as potentially war-bound until equipped items, which allows you to gear out your old characters. And players starting at level 15 will also be able to participate in the Codex of Chromie, likely being able to loot some of the other other cosmetic rewards as well as potentially early gear as you level up your character. With the 20th anniversary, we'll also be able to experience a ton of new class changes, which we've been able to cover on this channel over the last few weeks. Everything from Drakthir getting access to more class options, not just the Evoker, which gives you the opportunity to play as a Drakthir if you want to play Rogue, Mage, Warrior, Priest, Hunter, or Warlock. You will have a slight difference in the ratios between the Evoker and the Drakthir, as Evokers fully embrace a full Draconic gameplay, but the Drakthir non-Evokers will still be able to get some of those ratios, most importantly the ability to glide around, but also the ability to soar around without the need for a mount. As of the 20th update, we also get to see a ton of new class-specific changes, not just Drakthir changes, with many hero spec improvements as well as certain class talent tree improvements as well, which features a lot of quality updates that will definitely shake up the meta for the Season 1. We'll also have a brand new event called Guest Revelations, which isn't available for testing on the PTR and hasn't been whatsoever, but it'll be kind of like another one of those secret finding community events. The first secret for this new event will be able to find on October the 28th. Which is a little bit after the launch of the 20th anniversary officially, with the next part of the secret dropping on the 4th and most likely every week onwards, at least that's my assumption as of this moment. But like I said, we haven't actually been able to test out this event whatsoever on the PTR. They keep it hush hush and secretive as they should in order to make sure it's a surprise for the rest of the community. Also, we should mention the trading post because new items will become available for you to purchase during the November trading post update, featuring some of the new Warcraft themed back pieces, which are guaranteed to be obtained from the trading post. But with it being the 20th anniversary, they will likely fill that trading post with a ton of awesome items for you to collect in order to make the anniversary event even more special. So if you're looking to come back for the 20th anniversary in prep for November, you may want to hop in the game during the month of October in order to complete your traverse log for the month to collect as many of the trading post currency ahead of time so you can buy all of the new items that are going to be available during the month of November. And with that, that's going to be literally everything we got so far regarding some of the newest updates for the WoW's 20th anniversary, which is arriving very, very soon. As always, I want to thank all of you guys so much for watching this update, and I hope all of you enjoyed. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give this video a like. I would very, very much appreciate it. Join our Discord community if you want to keep up to date with all the new happenings within the War Within expansion as well as future updates. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.